So I know you guys saw the news. We put Myles on the COVID-19 list, so we'll be without him this week. And then injury-wise, we're going to list Mac Wilson and Wyatt Teller questionable. Other than that, everybody is ready to roll. Excited for the challenge this week. Had a really good 3 days of practice, including this practice out there just now, and I think the guys understand what's at stake. So with that, I will take any questions.
Thank you very much, Coach. Our first question will go to Mary Kay Cabot.
Yeah, Coach, in terms of Myles, can you, we're all trying to, wade through the protocols and the policies and try to figure all this stuff out. But my question is, when did sort of the clock start on his symptoms, or when he reported his symptoms? Because I think, we're kind of trying to figure out what his chances are of being back for the Jaguars game.
Hey, Mary Kay, I really can't get into the specifics on that. I will tell you we're in constant communication with Dr. Sills, the NFL. Joe's does a great job of making sure that we're in compliance on all of that. So it remains to be seen, I guess, would be how I would answer that.
So at this point, does he have a chance to be back for that game, or do you...
I wouldn't speculate at this point, Mary Kay, but I think as the days go by here, we'll know a little bit more.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Mary Kay. Jake Trotter is next.
Okay, Kevin. So then, generally speaking, the way we all understand it, I think, is from the moment you report symptoms, you have at least 10 days before you can rejoin the team. Is that, first of all, is that correct, the way you understand it?
I'll defer to Joe. I'll kind of check back with him on some of this stuff. I kind of do what he tells me.
Okay, so you're not really.
I'm not well versed on the exact protocols. I know this, we follow them. So as it pertains to Myles, we shall see. Obviously want anybody who goes on that COVID list to return as soon as possible.
Do you know when you might have more clarification on sort of what the timeline could be for Myles?
Yeah, next week.
Okay.
Thank you, Jake. Scott Petrick, you have our next one.
Hey, Kevin, with Jack and Cody, are they still on track for a return tomorrow?
We're hopeful, yeah.
Okay. And any word on when Chris or Andy might be able to come back?
Nothing of note yet, no.
Okay. And another injury thing. With Mac and Wyatt, is he the same as last week, or was there something happen this week?
Yeah, I think he's sore. But he practiced. So we'll see as the next couple of days go. But, I'm hopeful for Wyatt, but he's definitely sore.
Thanks.
Thank you, Scott. Nate Ulrich, we'll go to you.
Hey, Kevin, I know how you've braced your guys to be ready for anything this season, but, when you find out that your best player is not going to be available, what do you say to the guys? Do you worry about the team's psyche? Where are you at with that, and how everybody's taking the news that Myles is not going to be out there?
Yeah, Nate, this is we've talked about this a lot this year. It's 2020. Expect the unexpected. So who's ever available to us, I promise you, we'll be ready to roll on Sunday, and the guys know that.
Thanks, Nate. Zach Jackson, you're up.
Kevin, when you look at the weather report for Sunday, do you breathe a sigh of relief, or do you wait to do that until Sunday morning actually comes?
What's the saying with the weather? Just wait 10 minutes. So we'll see. I'll get out there at pregame, talk to Preef, talk to the specialists, and then we'll see if it is a determining factor in any of our preparations.
Thank you, Zach. Aditi Kinkabwala has our next question.
Obviously, you always say next man up, and you play with who you have. But when you have a player like Myles Garrett, who is a potential defensive player of the year, how much does it schematically change what you are able to do when your defensive end is not necessarily the best player in the NFL?
Yeah, I think that's our job as coaches, Aditi, to put our guys in position to make plays and be successful. Whenever you're without any player of Myles' caliber, and we were without Nick for a bunch of weeks there, it's our job as coaches to make sure we're putting guys in position to succeed, and that's the conversations we have when anybody's down due to injury or otherwise.
Thank you, Aditi. Back to Mary Kay Cabot.
Yes, I don't think we asked you this yet. Who will start in place of Myles on Sunday, if you can tell us that?
We're going to work through that, Mary Kay. It'll be a rotation.
And, we know obviously who some of the candidates are. So how do you feel about, the progress of Adrian Claiborne? I know he had a little bit of a hip injury this year that set him back. How's he been looking lately? And then maybe a little bit about Porter Gustin too.
Yeah, feel good about both those guys you mentioned. I think they bring different skill sets, different styles, but they both play really hard. So I think we have a defensive line that really plays well together. Like we've been talking about, we play a lot of guys, period. We play a lot of defensive linemen, a lot of linebackers. We rotate guys into the back end. So in moments when guys have to play, they've at least had some reps.
Thank you.
Nate Ulrich, we'll go to you.
Kevin, how much do you lean on Sheldon Richardson in a situation like this, and could he play some end?
Yeah, definitely possible, Nate. He's done that before. So all of our guys, heard me say this before, versatility is a big deal. So all of our guys that can have dual roles in moments when you're without players, that does matter.
Thanks, Nate. To Scott Petrick.
Kevin, do you have to change the plan defensively to try to create pressure without a guy like Myles? I mean, more blitzes called?
I think we've been talking through that, Scott. I think the answer is sometimes. You really want to make sure that you're putting together a rush plan that makes you difficult to defend. So at times that will be bringing 5 or 6. At times you want to drop extra guys into cover. So it varies, but bottom line is you got to affect the quarterback regardless of the call.
And we talk about Myles as a pass rusher so often, but how much will you miss his ability as a run defender?
Yeah, he's a good player. We know that. We don't want to be without him, but we are. And I promise you, the guys will be ready to go.
Thanks.
Thank you, Scott. Aditi Kingabala, you're up.
Okay, admittedly, this might be a better question for your wife or your kids, but your players repeatedly say that one of your best assets is that you are even, that every single day you are the same. Is that how you are in all aspects of your life? And is that how you have always been?
Yeah, too bad my kids aren't here. Yeah, I think so. The easiest thing for me is I just try to be me. And if that's what is the perception, I guess that's the reality. But I'm just trying to be myself every day, and that's easy to do.
So that's not an active effort that's what a football team needs, that a football team needs to see me being the same no matter what. That's really, truly who you are.
Yeah, I mean, I think talked about this before, but to me, it's about authenticity. And I think we have a bunch of guys in this building that the players respond to because they're real. And I think I can go up and down our roster and have a bunch of guys that love football, want to be great teammates. And I think that's really important to me.
Okay, one last thing, and thank you, Rob. Jarvis said that he's had like 7 or 8 head coaches, and there's not necessarily been one that he can text on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Is that just your relationship with Jarvis, or is that anybody that messages me, I'll message back?
Yeah, it's interesting, Aditi. It's so important for me in my role to be able to touch different players and be around different guys and understand them, and that is hard to do in an intensive protocol world. There's much less moments where you bump into people in the hallway or in the cafeteria, which for all intents and purposes doesn't exist in 2020. So I just try to be mindful of that and make sure that the guys know that I got their back.